Hey, it's Aaron, and today I'm with the all-new 2022 Subaru BRZ. Let's check it out.
This review is brought to you by Charcoal Toothpaste.
The BRZ is all new this year. The Toyota-Subaru collaboration, which also includes the Toyota 86, has seen a bunch of changes this year, which is good, but it has all the stuff that kept it fun the last time. So the 2013 to 2020-ish car was cheap, lightweight, very back to basics, rear-wheel drive, made to drive for fun. This is not a car that you're going to buy because you want to go to the racetrack and outperform everybody. This is a car that you buy because you want to start with a very, very good base car and eventually over time build it up. This car will teach you sport driving basics. It will teach you how to handle a small sport-driven car before you get into all the big, powerful stuff that can kill you. So. Key changes this year. Obviously, the body style changed a little bit. Some of the stuff you're seeing here are the front end is a little sharper. You're seeing the same simple body lines along the sides that we had before, but with just a slight bit of caress to make them a little bit more, I don't know what the word would be here, maybe classy or classic. The profile is roughly the same. There is some change a little bit in the size of the humps at the front for those front fenders and above, and also in the deck line in the rear. You can see that it's a little bit less sharp than it was before, and more accommodating for a aero fin on the back should you want to have one beyond what's built in. It's very nicely done, though. This is a great car. The real key changes are underneath, though. The 2-liter engine is gone. It is now a 2.4, and that is, of course, a Subaru flat boxer. So it's making 228 horsepower and 184 pound-feet. That's about 23 horsepower more than it had before, and about 28 more pound-feet than it had before. So that's a pretty big jump. Also, this engine is a little smoother to drive. It has a better sound quality too, especially with the changes that were made to the exhaust system on this car. So it just has a little more satisfying kind of mid-range RPM sound, which is where this car is going to sit most of the time you're driving it with performance in mind. Handling's a little bit better. The summer tires on this, I had those, and they are really great for the car. Except in the winter. I got this stuck, had to have my kids help me push it out. But luckily it's a small lightweight car, so that's possible. It's rear wheel drive only. There is no all wheel drive. This is the only Subaru with that. It has a 6-speed manual transmission. You can get the continuously variable automatic. I would not recommend that transmission. It does give you access to more safety systems, but the trade-off there is it is way less fun to drive. I would stick with, if at all possible, I would stick with that 6-speed manual. Beautiful clutch, wonderful shift throw, drives supremely well. Very, very good for what it is. Also, the brakes are very good, very positive, and they do require that you get used to them. You have to learn how to finesse those brakes, but they are overbuilt for the car. The brakes are more than the car needs, which is good news if you plan on down the line slapping on a turbo or doing other things to improve this car. So wonderful, wonderful design. Beautiful little car. I love the changes that were made. They were all good. And the price point is still good. You're going to start at somewhere in the early 20,000s for this car. If you're driving it like I was driving it here, you're at about $28,000. That is amazingly cheap for a sport coupe. It does have rear seats. they're pretty much useless. So I wouldn't count those as being usable, but it does have a sizable trunk for such a small car. I managed to get a whole bunch of wood pellets for our wood burning stove in there. So, but overall, as a daily drive, it is tons of fun. It's relatively cheap to own. Fuel economy is pretty okay for a sports car, somewhere around 22 mpg, 27 on the highway, 22 is supposed to be the average. And it's just a nicely done little car, tons of fun to drive. So there you have it, 2022 Subaru BRZ. Such a fun little car.
Subscribe.